Welcome back to Gold Derby. I'm Christopher Rosen. I'm so pleased to be joined by Lukita Maxwell, who plays Alice on the Apple TV Plus comedy series Shrinking. Lukita, I love your character on the show. I love your performance. And in season two, I feel like Alice is given just even more to do than she had in season one. And obviously, like so many really big dramatic moments too between like with Lewis and with Jimmy. I guess for you when we saw what was gonna the direction that this was gonna go in season two for your character, what was like exciting for you as an actor and like what were you excited to, like really dig into?
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, this is my first time ever doing a season two of anything and getting to play a character again. And I've lived with Alice for the longest I've ever lived with a character at this point. So I was really excited to figure out how I wanted to keep the core of her, but then also obviously like recognize that she is in her coming of age and she is growing up and she's going through different stages of her grief process. So how do I hold on to the core of who she is, but then also like let her evolve and grow? And then yeah, in season two, I think that the writing in season two, I mean, it is brilliant every single time we get gold every time we get a script, but I think I am able to dig even farther into the drama and dig even farther into the comedy in season two, which I've just been having the best time doing.
It's really great. You have such a great. I love I mean, I think the dynamic that Alice and Jimmy have is really fascinating because it does feel like they're both alternating who's the parent, right, at different times.
Totally.
And you see that. I think the episode that was this week was Alice's birthday, and
Yeah.
the way that ends, and I just love the way it's shot too, with like with Jimmy sitting like he feels like the kid there, right, and she's like so disappointed with him, obviously for like lying to her and all this. I guess like can you like when you're thinking about their relationship and working with Jason on that, like how do you kind of like think about it and like keep like yeah like keep that balance like because you do such a great job of obviously because she is like coming of age and she's so young but also has been like forced to grow up too fast, what I like all these different things, and I just think it's like you do such a good job of like showing that conflict, and I guess like how do you kind of do it to make it feel like it feels like it does on the show, which is so natural and like realistic, I guess.
Yeah, I would be, I mean, I, it's the writing. The writing is
Okay.
so good. It's like I have the groundwork to play, but the writing is what sets it up. And there is already so much depth and thought put into the script before I even get it. And so my job is just to hopefully make it come alive and bring nuance and freshness on the day. But uh, yeah, it's already dynamic in the every time we get a scene, we're trying to like walk this line between the pathos and the comedy, and it's all on the page, and we're just hopefully doing it well, but bringing it off the page.
You are. I mean, I think you really are. And like you said, the show is also super funny. Like that's the other thing I love
Yeah,
about the show. It's like really funny. There's like just real jokes, right? It's like a real comedy, even though there are all these like very serious topics. I guess for you, like, like what have like in terms of like the comedy and stuff, like you're working with so many great like comic actors too, like obviously. I love your cat there. This is
sorry.
great. Yeah, no, I love this cat. This is so nice.
Her name is Bean.
Bean is a great name. Hi,
My
Bean.
baby Bean.
Hi, Bean.
Sorry, I'm so
No, you're
sorry.
fine. It's totally fine. I was saying like I mean I guess for you like working with these like do you feel like I don't know like what have you learned about comedy for lack of a better word or like that you like working with these actors, and what have you picked up on or like what are you able to like bring,
Oh my
especially like you said this season, because I think Alice is funny. There's more jokes this season for Alice too. It's like you're
God.
very like it is like a big more of a there's more stuff for it seeming for you to do I guess this season. So yeah.
I have front row seats to some of the best comic performances of now. I think that everybody on our cast is a master and a legend at what they do, and they're all so specific with what they do. Jason's comedy is so different than Jessica's comedy, is so different than Harrison's comedy. And I think season one, I was definitely focused on developing my character and my relationship with her and her relationship with all the other characters. And season two, I felt like I had more freedom because I had such trust in the foundation that we had set in season one. And also, again, just being blessed with like more jokes and more opportunities from the writers in season two. I think we see Alice take a step back from maybe that more parental role with Jimmy that she definitely assumes in the first season, and we see her be more of a teenager and make more mistakes in season two, and I think that opens up and allows for more comedy, which has been,
You,
yeah,
you also do a great job with in the scene where Michael Urie is going through like Lewis and he's going on his like
the
thing, and you do a great job
monologue.
because you're not like you're so stoic, and it's just is like really. I just found that really good. I think he's so funny. That performance is so great, but I really think you help make the scene because of your reaction, or like Alice's lack thereof. It's just like the both of you together. It works so well, and I don't think his as great as he is, which I think he's so funny. Like I don't think that is as great as it is without you in there with him. So I think that it's like really
Very
great.
sweet. That's very sweet of you to say. I remember after season one when we were doing press, I was asked who I wanted more scenes with in season two, and I had mentioned Michael a couple times, and I am so happy because we got to have so much good stuff this season, and he is just unbelievable. I remember the first take that we did of that scene was electric. He came with the text in his bones, and it was a brilliant performance and a different performance every single time. And yeah, I was in awe of him, but then also sometimes I have a hard time not breaking. Obviously, because everything is so funny. There's definitely scenes. This one was not one of those because he was so tapped in. I I felt like I needed to match the intensity of his commitment, and
Mhm.
so there was no second where I was breaking there, I don't think. But oh, I could watch
Okay.
that monologue again and again and again. It's so, so good.
It's so good. He's really, really funny, obviously. And you also have like we're saying, like so Brett Goldstein comes in as Lewis. A
Mm.
new like you obviously he was a writer on he's a co-creator of the show, but like having him in the cast now, I guess like and having him play that character, again, the scenes with you and him and these really incredibly cathartic emotional moments that I don't feel like would land without your performance. I just think you're so good in these scenes and like really helping like sell a lot of that as well, like for the audience, like to really feel like it's earned. Like when Alex accepts like his apology, basically, I think that is like it feels really earned, and the way you perform that is really great. And I guess like I at first, I guess like having Brett come into the show as an actor, I guess how did you like? I'm sure that was exciting, and then to get to work with him, like what kind of how was that for you, and like kind of what was unexpected about that, I guess for you maybe.
It was unexpected that he was going to play the character. He's talked about him and Bill and Jason have talked about this a lot, but they wrote the character and they were trying to cast it not thinking that he was going to play it. This was
Hmm.
a fully formed character that they had already developed. And then Jason pulled them aside and kind of pitched the idea of, hey, maybe Brett, you should do this. Like, this is your role. And I remember when they came to that decision, he was on set. We were shooting one of the earlier episodes in the season, and he pulled me aside and he was like, hey, how do you feel about me playing the drunk driver? How do you feel about me playing Lewis? And I was like, what? Why are you asking me? I would be like, I have no, I just was like, please, please, I would kill to act with you. I would, yes, please. Um, and I just think Brett is a beautiful human being and a incredible talent. And I can't believe I get to work with him and I can't believe I get to act with him now. He's so present and caring. And that's just a theme of all of the actors on Shrinking. I feel in very, very safe hands in these crazy talented scene partners that I have.
You mentioned like how you for the second season too, like you're having getting to play Alice, really thinking about her, right? As like as a
Yeah.
person, probably, right? And I guess like thinking about her and like the way she's willing to forgive him. I guess like how did you feel about that? Or like like it does feel right for the character certainly, and I think it totally works. But I guess for you, like, did that maybe surprise you, or what were you thinking when you like read that initially?
The initial scene is such a beautiful scene. It's split up um, into a couple different chunks throughout the episode, but it moves like a play. We shot it like a play. We did it in a one shot. And I don't think that Alice knew that she wanted to go. She didn't know why she was there. She was not expecting catharsis. She was not expecting to forgive him. She wasn't expecting to even yell at him or be angry at him. But I think that we see her journey in that scene, meet him, be confronted by his space, be confronted by his humanity. She's sees like photos of his fiance, and she's seeing his miscongeniality poster, she can like personify this villain that has set the tone for not only her grief but also the tone of the show. I mean, this is this accident is the catalyst of the beginning of Shrinking that sets off the story in season one. So yeah, I think she sees his humanity and it surprises her when she forgives him. But I think that the catharsis definitely comes in the forgiveness and not in the moments of anger.
Yeah.
And she walks away surprised, I think.
I just obviously we're doing this now. I think the 10th episode aired this week, so there's two left. So I've seen them, but I just in general, what are you like excited for people to see the rest of this season, I guess? And like what would you say that you're excited for them to experience with Alice?
I'm excited that Alice is starting to branch out into the world. I think that she's come out of her shell in season two and still feels very safe in her village that surrounds her family and her chosen family. But I'm excited for her to keep expanding and meeting more people and continue growing up. And at the end of season two, I am not going to spoil anything.
No, I don't
I
want you
can't,
to.
I
I don't
don't,
want you to.
yeah,
I
no,
guess
no spoilers.
I guess broadly not. So then you're definitely not going to spoil this. I know it's coming back for season three, which I was very excited by. I guess and
Yes.
like in terms of like that, like. I guess having now you like you said like now you've never gotten to season two now you probably and then never have gotten to season three until now so I guess like what are you looking forward to is that just as an actor I guess maybe what are you looking forward to about that and like like expecting or now that you've done this now two seasons like yeah what do you want to try to do or what are you hoping for I guess
I think just continue on exploring the character, exploring the relationship with my castmates. I feel like we're so much, obviously, like so much closer now than or maybe it isn't, it's not a given. We are so much closer now than we were at the beginning of the process. And I think I just want to keep exploring her journey and this next stage in her grief journey, this next stage in her relationship with her dad, and as an actor, I've just never done a season three before. We'll see. I take bits and I've been taking bits and pieces from all of my cast and downloading little bits of all of their processes. So applying those from yeah, like vocal warm-ups or physical warm-ups. I've been downloading a lot of different things from everybody. And also I've been popping into the writer's room more and observing
Hmm.
this season than I did between one and two. So
Oh, that's really cool what have you learned when you go in there I guess just in general
how much how much goes on. The writer's room is insane. It's a
yeah
writer's room with 10 brilliant minds that are just like throwing ideas every 30 seconds and it's like, yep, nope, 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 yep, nope, yep, nope. And I love being around that environment. I feel very I feel like my brain's very slow when I'm around there. But then hopefully I'll adjust.
Wow, that's so cool. I feel like, I mean, this show
Yeah.
does feel like the ensemble is amazing. Like all of you guys are so great together. Like you're saying, like you have like some of the greatest actors like ever doing who've ever done like TV comedy or anything. Like Harrison Ford, obviously, but like Jason and Michael, like down the line, everyone is so good. And I do think it comes across like when you're watching the show. It just feels like you could tell that this is like a group of people who really have connected. And I think that's like great. I just think that's like so cool to watch. So yeah.
Very, very lucky.
Yeah, look, Lukita Maxwell who plays Alice on Shrinking. You can watch all the episodes on Apple TV Plus. Thank you so much for doing this. It was really nice chatting with you.
Thank you, you as well.